Hello, this is Ron, the Handyman. Tips for equestrians. Today we're going to go over water tub safety. These are practical tips from Triple Crown Nutrition, Triple Crown Feed, and Ron's Equestrian Handyman Tips. Today we're going to go over water tub safety. It is very cold outside. As you can see, this water tub is frozen solid. So there obviously is something wrong with the power supply. So we're going to look at some GFI breakers, some GFI outlets, and see what the problem may be.
As you can see, the water heater is not working. So when you get wet weather, sometimes these GFIs will trip and moisture gets in the plug or connector. So this one's definitely tripped. We're going to shut it off and we're going to turn it back on again. And there you go. See how it's on a little bit further? And if you push the test button, see how it's tripped? That's the trip position. Turn it off and back on again. And we got power. Sometimes outside outlets can be on a GFI outlet inside, but it's wired after this outlet. So this one is tripped, so that's why there is no power outside. So we're going to hold the reset button in here. And there we go. We got it reset. So that's why the outside outlet is not working. And here's your test button. Shows it's tripped. To reset that outlet, hold that in for a few seconds. Release it. Okay, as you can see, this tub is frozen over. And some people don't have the option to have heated water troughs. So what I do is I'll turn the hydrant on full blast. I'm going to use that rake over there to rake off the ice. That way there is 60-degree water back in that tub again. And if you put your hydrants in correctly and have them drain under the ground, they won't freeze. Right now it's 14 degrees out here. We're going to let that water burn through that ice. That water is 60 degrees. And it's going to raise that ice up and break it. And we're going to rake it off the top here. Okay, we got our water going in our tub. We're going to break our ice up. It's 14 degrees out here. Got warm water running into the tub. And your ice is going to start floating to the top. And then we're going to take our rake and we're going to push that off. And once we get all this cold ice water off of there, the tub will be nice and warm for them to drink.
After you get your heater installed and get it up and running, you can leave it unplugged for a while, let the horses get used to it being on the surface. Then once you plug it in, you want to observe your horses drinking the water, making sure they're not jumping back or making sure they're not getting shocked from the tub. Also, make sure it is grounded. Put a ground wire in the water. Very important to do that.
So we got this coil type heater, and we're going to see if there's any stray voltage in the water tub from the heater. So you got one probe going to the ground, and we're going to put the other probe in the water, and we're going to see what the rating is on the meter here. Let's take a look. We're going to put this probe in the water, and we got 1.7 volts, AC volts going through the water. Now, how to eliminate that, we can put a ground wire in the water tub and put it under the tub or hook it up to a grounding system, but make sure it's not near your electric fence. Okay, these are called a frost-free hydrant, and they have a valve down in the ground. When you turn them off, the water drains in the ground. But if there's a hose connected to them, and that hose is in the water tub, it will siphon your water tubs out. So you want your hydrant always on full blast when you're flowing water. That way you don't flood the ground underneath where it drains. When you shut it off, always unscrew your hose. Hear that suction noise? Always unscrew your hose. If you don't want to unscrew your hose, you can leave it on there loosely, but I would definitely unscrew the hose. And then you'll hear the suction as it drains.
Well, I hope you learned something today. Always consult your electrician. Heaters must have its own circuit. Make sure it's grounded. No extension cords. Have a second water source available. Thank you to Triple Crown Feed and Ron's Equestrian Handyman Tips.